What's up, everybody? My name is Kyle. I'm the owner and founder at HireUA, a recruiting agency that places premium talent in people's businesses, primarily from Ukraine. And I wanted to talk today about the 3-tiered training system that we use at HireUA. If you're looking at hiring, say, a virtual assistant or whatever role it might be that you want to hire for, you might be saying, like, how do I actually train this person? How do I actually integrate them into my business? Is it going to take me a lot of time to do it? Is it going to actually work? How long do I give them before it's maybe not worth it? Like, what should I expect from them? And the first thing I always say to business owners is that you run the business, you own the business. Expecting someone to care as much as you do, never, ever going to be the case. It's just not how it is. If you can get someone most of the way there though, and they can do 80% of what you can do, and you can pay them significantly less than your time is worth, then of course it's worth it to do it. So the 3-tiered training system, it means that first you start off by letting this person shadow you, and then you shadow the person, and then you pretty much shut up and shadow the person. For example, let's say you're gonna be training an inbox manager for your agency. Let's say you do cold email outreach. Let's say you run a cold email agency, whatever it might be. So the first thing you do is sit down with them and go through it all day with them. Every time that you would typically be doing inbox management, responding to emails, like trying to set calls, they would watch while you do everything. And their thing is that they can ask questions at any point, but you have to speak everything out loud. For example, someone says they're available sometime next week. What do? I'm gonna say, hey, Bill, are you available Monday at 3 p.m. or Tuesday at 10 a.m.? And I'm giving him 2 options because that's what we do. All these different things, you can walk them through it. You can actually be there. They can be sitting on a Google Meet or a Zoom with you, and they can actually see everything you do. And you do this for a week. If it's a really sophisticated job, maybe it's 2 weeks. If it's not a sophisticated job, maybe it's only 2 days. You just do this to the point where they can say like, hey, I feel pretty good about this. And then the next week, the second step of this system is that you start handing over the reins. And that means you get on a call like you did before, but instead of you doing everything, they are doing all of it. But you are having significant input. If you see them making a mistake, you would speak up, you'd correct them, you'd tell them why. There's a lot more back and forth. You do this for another week or 2 weeks or 2 days, whatever it might be. After that, the next step, basically turn over the reins at this point, but you're on the call with them. This means, for example, that you'd log on the call and you'd actually turn off your camera, you'd turn off your microphone, and you tell this person like, hey, I'm here if you have any questions, if you have any issues, but this is now your job to do. I'm just going to shadow, I'm just going to watch, and you just shadow, you watch. If you see something really critical, you chime in, but for the most part, this is like your handoff. And if they're able to then do this over the course of a couple days, a couple weeks, they're really ready to go. So this is obviously primarily for someone who hasn't really hired before. The best thing you can do is actually get in front of this. So it kind of can be a 4-tiered system if you really do it right. What I mean is this. Let's say, for example, you're looking to hire in a couple months. Start building the training now. Every day when you log on to do whatever task it is that you want to outsource, walk through everything in your head, put it on the computer, and then get it recorded. And then what you can do is, instead of starting by them shadowing you, you have them go watch these 10 videos or however many you crank out. You have them go watch it. And you can almost skip the first step, right? So you have them watch all these videos, and if you really want to get sophisticated, have them take notes. You could say like, summarize every video, write a bullet points, write detailed notes, ask questions. If you see something that can be improved, put it down there as well. You know, no feedback is bad feedback when it comes to improving the processes in your business that your employees are executing upon. Then the beauty is that if your business keeps growing, when you hire the next person, that person who shadowed you before, and then you shadowed them, and then you shut up and shadowed them, they can now do it for the next person. And they can go for their first week of the second hire, and they can sit there and walk them through everything, and then they can shadow them. In addition to that, they've built out more documentation, more training, more notes in their time from getting started with you. So all of a sudden now you have this system for every process and everything in your business where it's very easy to execute, and it's very easy to go and plug somebody else in. People say like, don't wait to hire, you know, but then you reach this point where it's like you make a hire, but maybe you don't have enough work for them. If the opposite is true, the thing is you should be prepared to make a hire. You shouldn't be unprepared. You can wait to hire. In fact, it's probably better to wait until you're almost desperate, because you're actually going to fully utilize that person then. You're going to feel like you're getting your money's worth. But if you hire out of desperation and then you don't have the processes in place and you don't have any training, and you have to dedicate all this time to getting that person up to speed while your business is growing and while it's already out of control, that's when the problems really start. You have to prepare for that day when you're going to need the help though. And like I said, you can start doing that by 1, creating training videos now. 2, have them shadow you. 3, you shadow them. Number 4, you shut up and you shadow them. If someone can't do the job that you need them to do based off of those few weeks of being handheld, they shouldn't be in the business, like plain and simple. You also need to understand that this shouldn't kill you. It shouldn't crush your time. It really should be a matter of maybe like 20 to 30 minutes a day. It's just that reassurance, that refreshing, like every day, this is what you do and this is how you do it. And if you need help, I'm always here. But in reality, even if someone's only working part-time 4 hours a day, you can probably be doing this in like an hour a day max. Like for example, when I trained my operations manager at HireUA, of how to go through all the channels and approve and disapprove candidates. It took a couple weeks of 30-minute meeting every day, but she was able to do a lot after that, and I was able to hand the reins off. She's an exceptional human being, an exceptional worker, and we're so glad to have her on the team. If you're looking for someone like her, then definitely check out hire-ua.com, and we'll be happy to book a call, chat with you about your hiring needs, how we can help, and how you can ultimately get back more of your precious time and energy as a business owner in order to allow your business to grow and prosper.